Hi, and welcome to Arts to Tryon Studio. My name is Ellie Tryon, and today we will be looking at how to draw portraits, and I'll be focusing on how to draw eyes. One of the things I'm going to start out with is some of the basic tools for people who have never done a portrait before, or people who are just starting out drawing. I recommend getting a newsprint pad. I get a good size one. Right here I have one, and it is 100 sheets, and it is around 18. It's 18 by 24. So it's inexpensive. You can get one for around $10 to $11, and it's a great way to practice on doing something before you really get into doing any kind of artwork. It helps you learn how to draw. And I think drawing is fundamental to art. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And I'm also going to show you some of the tools you will need for the practice. It's very simple tools. This is a charcoal pencil, dark, the darkest one you can find. And of course, willow charcoal. It's a very thin, a piece of charcoal. A kneaded eraser. And the reason it's called a kneaded eraser, it can be pushed and pulled in any direction you need it to go. So I'm going to put that right down here. And I'm going to break my charcoal, willow charcoal, in half so that we can start this demonstration. The other reason I like working on this paper, and I'm going to show you this turn so that you can see it, and while I'm working, so you can see what happens. When you make a mark, you can easily wipe it off, so that if there's no reason to worry about making mistakes. So let's get started. I'm going to turn the camera toward the paper, and we're going to start working on doing a portrait. Now the portrait is going to be basically Mr. Generic, and he doesn't represent anyone or anything, and that's the best way also to learn how to do a portrait, is not trying to draw a particular person, but learn to draw a face and the concept of what a face really means. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to start off with simply making an egg shape. And the concept that artists never make mistakes and we just kind of get there is not true. We make mistakes all along the way. So that is one of the things that you have to understand that we do. It's a nice learning, and like I said, this is inexpensive paper. It doesn't cost much, and it allows you to make the mistakes. The first thing is to draw a line down the middle and across the side. This is for a frontal view portrait, and so this is the lines that are going to help us determine where everything is located at. The eyes, by the way, are right along this horizontal line. The nose and the mouth, middle of the nose and mouth, are going to be along in here. So from here to the bottom, middle way is where the nose will be, and from here to here is where approximately the mouth will be. Now to learn where the eyes are, you get the halfway point here and here, and already you can see where this will go. And I'm going to draw a line across here so you can see, because this is where the ears have to function if you're going to show the ears, and the neck comes down from there. Yes, the neck is much larger than most people realize. So here we have this, and halfway between here and here, and halfway between here and here, and that's the size of the eye, and we're going to do it on the other side also. The nose is from here down to here, and that's the widest part of the nose here. And this is the top of the nose, by the way. So you can do a little thing like that. And then of course the mouth is right there, as wide as your eyes to your eyes. I'm going to focus today on drawing eyes. Everybody likes drawing eyes, and I think that's an important part. By the way, our eye socket, and you can feel it by going up and touching your eye, is quite large. So it's actually a big round circle here and here. So if you do that, you can get your eye. And of course in here is where that bridge is for our eyebrows going across. And when you're doing this, you can now fill in all that. You're saying, she's making the eyes like two raccoon eyes. And that, yes, I am. Going to do that because I want to try to get you to really focus in on how to draw the eyes and make them look natural when you're doing this. So then the next step is to put in where the eyebrow will be, and that's right along the top of that big circle here. And one of the other tools that I have is also a chamois. And the chamois helps soften things out. So this is a chamois. It's just a piece of, suede leather that's been, and I can mark this down and make this soften this. Because that's all I'm going to do is soften. I'm also going to determine that the light's going to come from this side. Get back in with my charcoal, and now I'm going to really focus in on getting the shadow of the eye and where the eye is located at. And there's depending on nationality, you can be focusing in on whether the eye is that of a person from Asia or a person who might have a little bit of eyelid. And some people have very large eyelids. Again, we darken this. And put that in there. And this is a very simple, I'm just showing you a very simple one so that you can do it quite easily and practice it at home. And practice this as much as possible. This does not represent anyone, and so I'm just putting there. And now I'm going to pick up my charcoal pencil because I want to start putting in the details of this and start smoothing this out and putting things that I want in there, what I want dark, what I want light. And this is where you have a little tiny piece in your eye that is a tear duct, and you want to show that. And most Europeans, people of European descent, have a dark rim around the iris. Plus you have the pupil. Now since the light is coming from here, from this direction, this is going to be the little bit darker side of this. And then I'm going to pick up my beauty eraser and I'm going to carefully lift this up. It's a matter of lifting the charcoal and basically making the eraser into the form you need to be able to do that lift. And that's going to be the highlight of the eye where the light is coming in at. I'm going to do the other eye, and so that you can see this all. I will not be talking this time, so just follow along and watch. And that's what we're showing you with the eyes. I'm going to bring this around so that you can see the more, it's straight on. And as with all people, one eye is always a little bigger than the other. Even if with you, look in the mirror, you'll see we have two sides to our faces, so we need to look at that. So next video will be about the nose and the mouth. I've already started putting some of the things I need to do in order to make the nose and the mouth work properly. So join me then so that we can finish up this portrait.